thanks for staying with us. The Controller General of Customs in Malaysia. Also on Customs Report, NIJ reads the citation of the CG of Nigerian Customs Service on how he has managed the economy in the Nigerian Customs Service. Plus, more reports. I am Egisemetinye. Stay tuned. The Controller General of Nigerian Customs Service said the customs will continue to play international role on how to manage import and export of goods in and outside the country. The customs boss also says that Malaysian authority will also play the same role with the Nigerian economy.
Nigerian Customs, Royal Malaysian Customs deepen ties to boost trade facilitation and border security. Drawing from the commitment to strengthening international customs cooperation and enhance trade facilitation, the Nigerian Customs Service has advanced its strategic engagements with the Royal Malaysian Customs Department (RMCD). This followed an official visit by the Comptroller General of Customs, Bashir Adewale Adeniyi, to the RMCD headquarters on the sidelines of his participation at DSA Malaysia. The engagement comes against the backdrop of expanding bilateral trade, with Nigeria's imports from Malaysia increasing from 159.9 billion naira to 716 billion naira, and cumulative trade value reaching approximately 1.82 trillion naira over a 5-year period. The Comptroller General was received by the Director General of the Royal Malaysian Customs Department, Dato Haji Amran bin Haji Ahmad, whose appointment reflects a strong reform-oriented leadership in enforcement and regulatory administration. Both leaders held high-level discussions focused on institutional collaboration, customs modernization, and coordinated border management frameworks to strengthen efficiency and regulatory integrity. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA) and the Nigerian Customs Service have formalized a strategic partnership aimed at strengthening inter-agency cooperation in the fight against drug trafficking and transnational organized crime. The agreement, described as a major step towards tightening Nigeria's border security architecture, was reached during a high-level meeting held at the NDLEA National Headquarters in Abuja on Monday. A communique issued at the end of the meeting was jointly signed by the NDLEA Chairman, Chief Executive Officer Mohammed Buba Marwa, and the Comptroller General of Customs, Bashir Adewale Adeniyi.
I come to this meeting directly from a series of international engagements in the Netherlands, Belgium at the World Customs Organization, the United Kingdom with His Majesty's Revenue and Customs, and most recently at the Defense Services Asia Conference at the headquarters of the Royal Malaysian Customs Department. In every of those conferences, narcotics trafficking sat at or near the top of the agenda. And in every of those places, the West African corridor surfaced, not always by name, but always by implication as a transit route that is being mapped, watched, and counted by administrations far removed from our own shores. The instruments emerging from those engagements are very practical. Mutual recognition agreements, intelligence sharing protocols, joint targeting arrangements, and trusted trader frameworks. Proposing joint or witnessed destruction of seized narcotics in cases where no suspects are apprehended in line with Section 119 of the Nigeria Customs Act 2023 in lieu of the routine transfer. We are also proposing a formal exhibit handling and prosecution update protocol, including periodic status reports and destruction certificates of all NCS originated cases that were transferred to NDLEA. We are also proposing a coordinated court appearance and witness protocol so that prosecutions originating in customs interdictions are supported end to end by both agencies and are not weakened at the evidential stage. And finally, We are also proposing a standing liaison mechanism at command level to keep both agencies current on the status of active cases and emerging threat patterns. The continental dimension of the work we are undergoing cannot be ignored. The Nigerian Customs Service over the past year hosted the Maiden Customs Partnership for African Cooperations in Trade Conference and now chairs the Council of the WCO. We are asking sister administrations across African continents to share intelligence on cross-border drugs and contraband flows and to align with us on common enforcement standards. The credibility of that task begins at home. The protocols we will agree on between ourselves today will set a benchmark that other African administrations will want to study and adopt. Mr. Chairman, permit me to close in the same spirit in which I started. The Nigerian Customs Service does not come to this table to apportion or trade blame, and I do not believe that NDLEA has come to defend any. We come to design the next phase of partnership that has carried Nigeria's counter-narcotics record this far and must now carry it further. With your leadership and the experience that you bring to the table, and with the operational depth of the officers around us, I am confident that the framework we are going to outline this afternoon will in time be cited as the moment two professional institutions choose to close the gap rather than to live with it.
Definitely, both agencies appreciate the enduring partnership in safeguarding the nation from the threat of illicit drugs. The concerns raised by the Controller General of Customs in the said correspondence, particularly those relating to post-transfer accountability, information gaps regarding investigation and prosecution outcomes, that is to say, customs hands over to the NDLEA suspects or seized items and so on, needs to be reciprocated by giving the information back on how the investigation went, what are the outcomes of the prosecution, and of course, the transparency of the disposal process. We welcome that letter, and in fact, that letter goes into the heart of the credibility, integrity, and public trust that underpin our joint enforcement effort.
Both agencies noted that the growing sophistication of transnational criminal networks, particularly in drug trafficking, demands a coordinated and intelligence-driven response by relevant government institutions.
The Customs Area Controller in charge of Lilliput Command have been speaking on how the government have been generating a lot of money from export of consignment outside the country. He was speaking in Lagos when he addressed members of the press on how the nation will continue to make money from government. He speaks more on a number of issues.
The Lilliput Export Command of the Nigerian Customs Service has announced a significant boost in export activities, recording a 38.68% increase in export value in the first quarter, rising to $925.84 million from $667.60 million in the corresponding period. Speaking during the press briefing at the command in Ijora, Lagos, the Comptroller of Customs, Comptroller S.O. Aribi, attributed the impressive performance to strategic stakeholder engagements and policy alignments with the directives of the Comptroller General of Customs, Bashir Adewale Adeniyi.
I am pleased to report that the Lilliput Export Command processed export value at $925,844,400 $469.84 in the first quarter of 2026. And this represents a growth of 38.68% over the previous year, which was $667,597,082.65 has been recorded in the first quarter of last year. So monthly performance within the quarter showed mixed trends. That is, in January 2026, export declined by 1.12%, amounting to $267,660,000 compared to $260,700,000 in January 2025. So let's move to February. February 2026 recorded an increase of 12.43%, rising from $225,130,000 to $233,120,000. That's the month of February. Now we move to March. March witnessed a significant increase of 135.83%, with export value rising to $425,480,000 from $171,760,000 in the March 2025. And as per continental troopouts, equally recorded remarkable growth. The command processed 19,014 export containers in the first quarter of 2026, and that are representing what? An increase of 9,292 containers.
Addressing journalists, Ariyibi underscored the critical role of export trade in Nigeria's economic development, noting that it remains a major driver of foreign exchange earnings, economic diversification, and gross domestic product growth.
Bashir Adewale Adeniyi, PhD, MFR, PSC, Daga, I have undertaken strategic consultation and engagement with relevant stakeholders. Let me reiterate that export remains critical to the Nigerian economy. It promotes foreign exchange earnings, drives economic diversification, and contributes significantly to gross domestic products, that's GDP growth. While crude oil remains dominant, non-exports comprising agricultural produce, solid minerals, and manufactured goods are vital for mitigating external shocks, creating employment, and establishing the national currency, that is the Naira. Under my leadership and in strict compliance with the directive of the Comptroller General of Customs, the Lillipond Export Command has continued to implement measures aimed at enhancing export trade facilitation within our area of responsibility. The command is actively advancing the deployment of the National Single Window Platform, with officers being adequately prepared for seamless implementation of a unified export documentation system in due course. This brief focuses on the first quarter of 2026 with a comparative analysis against the corresponding period in the whole year 2025 to assess the level of progress made so far.
You are watching the program Customs Report. The Customs Area Controller in charge of Cargo in Lagos have been speaking on the awards given to this Comptroller General of Customs by NIJ in Lagos. He has this to say.
The Nigerian Institute of Journalism, NIJ, has conferred its prestigious fellowship on the Comptroller General of the Nigerian Customs Service, Bashir Adewale Adeniyi, in a special convocation ceremony marked by tributes, reflection, and a major institutional endowment. The event, held at the Institute's campus, drew an array of eminent personalities across journalism, public service, and academia, including veteran media icon Sam Amuka Pemu and respected journalist Ray Ekpo, both of whom were acknowledged for their enduring contributions to journalism in Nigeria.
I feel so inspired. I feel so delighted for a number of reasons. First, the recognition is a very big honor for me. And it's also a personal challenge for me to continue to do what we do to ensure that we build the capacity of this generation of journalists and communication professionals. What we are trying to do is to draw attention to the fact that there are capacity gaps in terms of infrastructure, in terms of the learning facilities that are here. And what we have done today has provided me an opportunity to come and say thank you to NIJ, this institution that has contributed to my professional development, and find an opportunity to reinvest back into the institution. When we were here almost 40 years ago, it is regrettable that nothing much has changed in terms of the learning environment. And things are changing now. This magnificent hall donated by Sir Kesintin was there, helping students to improve their learning condition. We're also trying to put up something, to bring, multimedia environment to our journalists. So I only task them to take the best, make the best use of the facilities that have been provided by alumni, and challenge them that they should also approach life with determination, so that they will also come back one day and give back to the institution that has helped to build them.
Chairman of the NIJ Governing Council, Olusegun Shoba, described the conferment as historic, noting that Adeniyi becomes the first alumnus of the Institute to receive the fellowship. He said that the honor is reserved for individuals with landmark achievements in their professions and national life, stressing that the decision to honor the customs boss was unanimous.
The Customs Area Controller in charge of Think and Customs Command has said that the current trend and revenue generation of the command will continue, so that the command will continue to engage importers and clearance of goods at the port. According to him, any contraband item shipped into the port will be seized and handed over to the appropriate authority.
It is my privilege to address you today on a significant operational breakthrough recorded by the Think Canada Port Command for Nigerian Customs Service in collaboration with our strategic partner, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Tinkan Island Port Strategic Command. Following credible intelligence and sustained interagency cooperation, officers of the command, working jointly with personnel of NGLE, conducted 100% physical examination on a container number HAMU 4299661, which has been flagged from intelligence gathered. The container, which originated from Canada, was initially declared to contain only used vehicles. However, upon 100% physical examination, it was discovered to contain 185 jumbo bags of cannabis sativa concealed in one used Toyota 2010 Camry and another used 2023 Chevrolet Corrado. Further examination revealed that the seized cannabis sativa comprised 9,458 packages with a total weight of 4,729 kilograms and an estimated street value of 18 billion 916 million naira. This significant seizure demonstrates the vigilance, professionalism, and dedication of our officers and affirms the strength of our collaboration with sister agencies. Today, we formally hand over these 6 illicit drugs to National Drug Law Enforcement Agency for further investigation and prosecution in line with their statutory mandatory Authority. This achievement in particular signifies our strength, especially coming shortly after this historic agreement between the Nigerian Customs Service and the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, which took place on the 27th of April 2026 at the headquarters of National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, with the Chairman, Chief Executive Officer, Brigadier General Buba Marwa, retired, and Controller General of Customs Bashir Adwale Adeniyi, MFR, PhD, PSC Daga. As part of our standard operating procedure of the agreement, both agencies are to follow on strengthening interagency collaboration through regular engagements, structured intelligence gathering and sharing, and develop a coordinated operational guideline to ensure seamless collaboration. Additionally, the agreement establishes that the headquarters of this standing interagency committee is to be domiciled at the National Drug Enforcement Agency headquarters in Abuja. Let me see this opportunity to express our profound appreciation to the Controller General of Customs, Bashir Adewale Adeniyi, MFR, PSC Daga, PhD, for his visionary leadership and unwavering support in strengthening operational capacity and interagency collaboration.
He urged importance to follow the rules governing the port operations and commended the policies of government alongside the CG of Nigerian Customs Service for a job well done.
To our critical stakeholders, including port users, port operators, security agencies, and members of the media, we thank you for your continuous support and partnership. Your role in information dissemination and public awareness is invaluable. The Think Island Port Command remains resolute in its commitment to intensifying synergy with all relevant agencies to secure our borders and ports. We will continue to deploy intelligence-driven strategies and robust enforcement measures to combat smuggling and illicit trade. Let me also sound a clear note of warning to all smugglers and criminals that the Nigerian Customs Service, in collaboration with its partners, is fully prepared and determined to detect, intercept, and prosecute all forms of illegal activities. There will be no safe haven for saboteurs. In conclusion, we reaffirm our dedication to protecting Nigeria's economy, safeguarding public health, and ensuring national security. Thank you very much.
Also on custom support, we continue the reports on the seizure by Wild in faraway in the northern parts of the country.
Since he mounted the saddle, the National Coordinator of Operation Whirlwind, Deputy Comptroller Abubakar Aliyu, has kept no one in doubt that his team could truly be an agent at disrupting smuggling syndicates in the country. In the past few months, he and his team have proved their mettle, traversing Lagos, Calabar, Niger, Kwara, Kano, and the entire Northeast, showcasing their feats in real time. Indeed, Aliyu can be described as well fitted into the shoes left by the pioneer national coordinator of the team, retired Assistant Comptroller General H.K. Ejibunu. Aliyu and his commander in Yola, Deputy Comptroller Ali, did not disappoint. In what has become their trademark, no less than 93.3 million naira worth of petroleum products were seized in the last 6 weeks in the Zone D axis. Following intelligence-driven operations, the coordinator disclosed to newsmen that 47 seizures were recorded from different locations at different times within Adamawa State.
Operation Whirlwind of Zone D, axis of Nigeria Customs Service, has recorded huge success in terms of seizures of goods that are illegally exported on different dates and time and location following the intelligence-driven operation. During this week under review, the unit has made 47 seizures from different locations and time frame in Adamawa State, with a monetary value of 93,029,800 kobo. These seizures were made across various smuggling flash points of Adamawa. These locations include Mubi Shahada Aziz, Farang Bale, Guri Fulfure, Meya, and a lot of neighboring bordering villages.
Just before the end of this week edition of the program Customs Report, we brought you reports where the Nigerian Customs Service has continued to preach to members of the world that they will continue to operate the rules and regulations approved by the government in the country on how clearance of goods can be done within and outside the ports. For me, Igisemi Etinye, thanks for watching.